Barney, you become quite a TikTok kingpin during the lockdown. Just tell us how that's going and how you know what to do, how you've been planning it out.
I wouldn't say a king, but I've just been trying to keep myself busy, really, to be honest. Obviously, this lockdown's been pretty boring, but I'm just trying to find ways to entertain myself.
Yeah, difficult for you as well because you are still on the road to recovery. You've been doing some rehab, a shoulder injury, and so how does it actually work? Because we can see that you're working out, we can see you're keeping fit, but in terms of cricketer and in terms of actually getting back to bowling, what are the things you would have needed to be doing now?
So pretty much up until I reckon like a couple of days before the 21-day lockdown started, I was pretty much up to 100% bowling, or actually pretty close to it. Because obviously, when you're doing it in practice, it's very different from like game situation. So I was pretty much on course, and then obviously I don't even know what the date is right now, but the county season starts like in next week, I think. It would have been the first game. Obviously, that's been postponed
Mm.
up until the 28th of May, which I can't see it happening either. But yeah, that's just how it is at this point in time.
Just from your point of view, the county season and things here in South Africa as well. Just tell us a little bit more about, as cricketers, how you guys are on lockdown.
Yeah, so firstly, locally, the season's done. It's basically, when everything got announced, they were like, okay, that's it, end of it. And the
Mm.
guys who finished first then, ended up winning the trophies and stuff. In England, where I, currently play, it's been delayed. Like I obviously mentioned, up until, well, they said it might start on the 28th of May.
Mm.
Obviously, that's quite soon, so we'll have to wait and see what the updates, as it sort of rolls on. And pretty much around the world, everything's been cancelled. I think the IPL has been cancelled as well.
Mhm.
So I think tournaments that are starting to take place later on in the year, I think those ones will potentially be fine. They haven't been cancelled yet. It's just the ones that will be happening obviously in this month in April and probably May, which is only the IPL and then obviously the start of the county season in the UK.
We also know that you just signed a deal to play in the new 100 ball competition. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I'm with the Manchester Originals. Um, Yeah, it's just something new. Obviously, they trying something different in the UK and trying to bring in a new audience, basically. But now, obviously, this virus is thrown in a massive spanner. So we'll just have to wait and see how things unfold.
You're a big football fan, also. I know you're struggling right now without sport.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've every weekend I try and catch up on either Premier League games or local PSL games. So the last few weeks have been really tough. I've actually managed to dust off my PlayStation and stick my FIFA in again. I'm really bad, but I think this is a perfect opportunity to get better.
Yeah, local team that I mean, I know the answer, but let's just put it out there for everyone since we are catching up with our South African favorites. Okay, it's difficult, I know, to stay fit. Just for the rest of us, we're trying to do our 21-day challenges. You're a professional, you're getting paid for it, you have to be ready at any moment when they do say, okay, we're going to be set to go, and it might be really short notice. How do you stay motivated for that?
Yeah, I mean, you have to find ways. I know I'm lucky enough that our fitness trainer at Worcestershire County, he sends programs through every day. So I have a like weekly schedule. But even then, I mean, in a full day, I wake up in the morning. I either do my workout before waking up my son because I have to get him ready for school because now he's like doing virtual school, doing conference calls. And then, if I don't get to my workout in the morning, I then do it after he's, done with school and had his nap, which would be more or less this time. Um, so but then, you can only train for like so much, and then there's still a few hours to go, and then, there's so much time. So you have to try and like, do different challenge. I think I've just been on social media like pretty much every day for I don't know how many hours, just literally getting like all these fitness challenges and stuff, and just trying to do them at home and just like stay motivated. Um, and just trying to find things to do really. I mean, on the fitness front, I actually urge people to try and be busy physically, because if you're physically busy and you're feeling good physically, it actually helps you mentally as well. And I think, that's going to be a massive challenge for people, um, you know, not being active physically. You end up having so much time, and then what you end up doing, and you go deep into your thoughts and into your mind, and things can really go unravel in a bad way.
Or would be the first place you'd want to go?
That's tough. I think just like locally, I'm lucky because I live in Cape Town. So I think firstly, like if they said, listen, it's done, you can leave. I'm going straight to the beach. I don't care what the temperature is. If it's raining outside or snowing, I'm going to the beach. I'm going for a walk along the beach just to get some nice fresh air.
What is the best stadium in terms of atmosphere?
I think crowds anywhere in India.
Yeah.
It's just like they love cricket, like they really love cricket. And whether it's like from the smallest, like I think probably one of the smallest stadiums I played in India was probably Gwalior, where Sachin Tendulkar got the first 200, to like a massive stadium. Like I played a test match at Eden Gardens, like that was very, very daunting. That's like close to 100,000. I played at the MCG in the 2015 World Cup against India. That was also crazy because it was like, yeah, MCG is also like 100,000, and they had like probably 90,000 there versus South Africa's like 10,000. But I think like different grounds have like different things that are cool. With like Newlands, you have the mountain in the background. Like that's probably one of the most like prettiest grounds. And then like Lords, you've got all the tradition. Then you go to Australia, it's like proper built up stadiums, like multi-purpose stadiums. Then
Mm.
India will have a different feel because it's the crowds. So every country is different. The Caribbean, it's like a lot of grass banks and stuff, and people just like chilling. Like that's also a cool atmosphere.
Someone saying your hat's brighter than my future. Um, who is your who are some of your style icons?
Mm. So in sport, I think like obviously David Beckham. I mean, every person, whether you in sport or not in sport, I mean, he's just like one of the most stylish guys. Um, I like Quade Cooper actually. So for
Mm.
people who don't know, Quade Cooper, he's a rugby player. He's got like a really cool style. Um, yeah, and I mean there aren't like a lot of. I mean, most of the footballers just wear like they just dripped out in like designer brands and stuff because they get paid like 200,000 pounds a week, which is like not attainable for like the average person. So I try and like mix up my. I don't have like a lot of designer stuff. I
Yeah.
try and shop at stores that are like in that sort of like middle bracket where.
Who is your favorite South African cricketer right now or of all
So
time?
Quentin the Cock for me. I love watching that guy play. I've been lucky enough to play with him. He's so talented, and I think like obviously that's like now in this present time. But if I go back a little bit to like probably when I started and stuff, I reckon Hashim Amla,
Mm.
definitely like just classy guy. Like, and I think a lot of people like don't really get him. Like they think he's just like proper like full on like Zen person. But I swear, like if you spend time with Ashley Maman off the field, you are going to have a sore stomach from laughing. He's got like he's got a dry sense of humor. He's got like that weird humor where it's like all those like boring jokes, but they're actually kind of funny. Um, and he's just such a cool person and like just a light-hearted person. I think like locally, those are probably the guys that I really like enjoy. Firstly, watching and like spending time with.
What is your most embarrassing moment as a cricket player?
Embarrassing in a way of like funny like that. I'm 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 aware of like my surroundings and stuff. Like those things don't generally happen to me. Like um, there was one incident like Morne Morkel in I think it was at the Oval. He when South Africa played against England, he got out, and when you're walking off, um, you have to go up the stairs, but it's like slightly to the left, and the groundsman's shed is like to the right. So like he walked off and he walked into the shed. Like that was a funny moment. But like myself, like I don't think I've like done anything like that, or put on, like, I remember Kagiso Rabada, he put the arm guard on the wrong arm. So it's supposed to be like on your front arm and he put it like on the back arm. Like I don't do stuff like that, but like I think embarrassing in terms of like maybe a terrible performance. I think like personally, like that was embarrassing, but um I mean, yeah, I mean there are lots of things. My first ever game for South Africa at Brisbane, actually, I dropped the catch, but as I so someone was shining a laser. There's like a green laser like shining in my eye as I mean, I'm not gonna blame the laser for me dropping the catch. I was probably gonna drop the catch anyway, but then
It
they
was
showed
a
it
factor.
on the big screen and stuff. Yeah, and then like the like manager and stuff came to me afterwards like, what was it that I saw that thing in your eye and blah blah blah, and I was like, yeah, I was probably gonna drop the catch anyway, but if you want to go with the laser in the eye, like I'm all for that. So I reckon that's probably the one funny thing that's happened. Another thing was I played like that match where Tendulkar got the 200. Shah Langeveld, who is now the Proteas bowling coach, he played in
Yes.
that match, and he was fielding, I think, at mid on, and someone hit the ball to him, and he went down to go field, and it bounced up and hit him in the eye. So his eye started bleeding and stuff, and then he like went off the field, and then he he literally came back later and was bowling with like one eye.
Who has the worst dress sense? Since you're such a good dresser, who has the worst dress sense of anybody you've ever played for? And we need examples.
Yo, there are some guys. I won't mention names, but I'll give you examples of what they would wear. So
You can tell us
like
like all-round bowler bats. Give us some idea. Give us some clues.
have you heard of a Janeki?
No.
So when you wear like jeans and a tacky, so that's a Janeki. So like when you wear
Oh
like
wow.
running shoes. I mean,
Okay.
these days like there are some running shoes that you can sort of
Yes. Yeah.
because they are quite like stylish, but there
Yes.
are some like running shoes like when you run and you're wearing like jeans and a t-shirt or like a shirt, like no, don't do that, please. You know who you are. You've done it a few times. You're getting better, but you know.
Who takes the longest to get ready?
When I played with Reza Hendricks, I played with him in the under 19s. I'll tell you, that guy, he would like take forever to get ready. I
His
reckon
hair's
Faf du
perfect
Plessis
though.
is just like,
Yes.
it's like every single time you see Reza in public, like his hair is perfect. So, and that takes time. Like girls put on makeup and stuff, like that takes time. His hair is like always perfect. I reckon Faf du Plessis is probably the same. He would definitely take a while. Trying to think now if there are any other guys. I think some people are like they they don't like spend a lot of time on themselves, but they take a long time to get ready. Best quiet,
Yes.
definitely. I promise you. I'll message him at like 5 o'clock. Yo, dude, like training was tough today. Do you wanna get Nando's at like 6? Sharp. Cool. Get showered, like get dressed, blah blah blah. Like 5:30, I'm done. Sitting watching TV. At 6, I message him, hey, ready? Oh, I'm just gonna shower quickly. I said, okay, cool.
Oh man.
Sit, watch, bro. At 7, yo, and literally it'd be like, yo, Baba, where are you? I'm like, dude, you said we're gonna go eat like an hour ago. I'm in my room. Where well should I be? Should I be sitting at Nana's with myself? So he's a bad one, and he knows it as well. Don't at me and deal it.